believe in Jesus Christ, yes, but the rest, different avenues. You could be a Christian, you could be a Muslim, you could be a Hindu, you could be a Jew. Now, ultimately, you're all coming to the same God, which happens
Comment down below which city you'd want a pop-up revival in next.
to be, let's say, this Dunkin' Donuts or what have you. So does it really matter who and what we follow as long as we are actually going up to the same person and asking it? Because what I was also thinking is it's not really like, if you're a Christian, that's the only way to live life because that's the truth, or if you're a Muslim, that's the only way to live life because that's the truth. Because truth be told, everyone and anyone that's a believer can be happy, can be successful, can have a great family, so on and so forth. So in this entire mix, is it really that we're trying to find the true word of God? Because God truly, if you're a believer, no matter what route you're taking, you're still ending up at the same God. So I've come to
Okay, so that's
decide.
a good question. I'm gonna have to say, I mean, if you want to talk about it that way, I'm going to say no, because, all these other religions, they have gods and other gods, and their gods may teach different things. I know that Islam teaches things that are not generally something that, in Christianity and the Bible would say to do. One thing talks about, Islam and the Sharia law, for example, talk about if you don't believe in my religion, we kill you. That's the whole thing that ISIS does. The kind of, you don't believe, if you don't surrender to our religion, and if you don't respect it, that's what their book teaches. Their book teaches it's okay to, lay around with minors. It teaches other things. So I'm going to have to say no on that, because their gods and their books demonstrate something. But when you go by the Bible, it demonstrates something else. That's the whole difference. Is what God seems more realistic to you? One that would say to kill these other people that they've allegedly created, or to love one another? And that's what Jesus said he came to teach. That's what Jesus said he came to teach. He taught to love one another. And so it doesn't mean that we're all worshiping one God, because there might be like a, for example, like some of these gods are different, like Buddha or somebody else. But in these other religions may have five or six different gods.
Okay, so I'm going to stop you there.
Man, you keep interrupting.
I would accept if you do show me where exactly explicitly states in the Quran that if you don't believe in Jesus, or if you believe in any other religion, you ought to be killed. These are things that can be taken out of context. Check it out. Anything that is in context,
and do you think they're taking it out of context?
There is no such thing as a Sharia law. The Islam explicitly states the law of your land becomes the law that you follow, not necessarily the Sharia law that you would bring upon you.
The Sharia law is a group that has been forged together to kill off other religions. They don't surrender.
No, who's asking to surrender and where? There is. Okay, so check it out.
Have you not studied this? They're literally taking over this group.
Where?
Islamic believers are taking over and reproducing at rapid rates, killing off mainly Christians.
Where? Though Christians are still the largest number of people. Where?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean they're not being persecuted and killed.
So what you're saying is the world's second largest population is trying to basically kill off everybody else.
No, not everybody else. Christians.
Where? Right now, the war that we're looking at, let's say, is happening between Christians and Christians, so Russia and Ukraine, happening between Muslims and Jews. Where are Christians coming?
All right. Not all wars are very national like that. It's more of a conquer thing.
So when was the last time? Was the last time a Muslim state, let's say?
No, not
basically.
Okay. All right.
No, so go ahead. No, I'm listening. So you tell me.
It's not they're doing it in a Muslim state. They are moving to the Sharia law. They're called is moving.
Where is it?
These other states, like for example, they were known for taking over Canada and the United Kingdom, and they're like the most.
Where are they?
Growing
there has been no Muslim prime minister of the UK. Let's say, but there has been a Hindu.
The citizens. There's an outgrowing of citizens that are a huge amount are becoming Muslim in the UK, in Canada.
Sure. And what happened in Canada?
What do you mean? What happened? They're just overpopulating.
It's not the Canadians. It's actually the Sikhs and the Hindus that are overpopulated in Canada. Look at the immigration rate that is coming through from.
Don't get
from,
me
let's
started
say,
about
India.
immigrants. I live in America. It's awful.
You started it. I'm an American that is also a Canadian. So.
Oh, you're American and Canadian?
Yes.
Cool.
So
I'm a big Canadian fan.
Canada is great. Well, it's just that not for us. But the idea is, and to be very honest, I don't disagree when any group of people take anything to the extreme level. They can take anything out of context and prove it that it is within context because they're acting upon what the religion is actually not teaching. So going back to the point of, does Islam actually promote this? So every book, let's call it.
Have you read the book? Out of curiosity, have you read?
I've read the book 4 times, both in